You are using Rellana's twin moons wrong, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. I have seen so many people, whether it be on YouTube, Reddit, no matter the platform, say that the spell is trash and it's useless. You know, oh, you're never going to be able to get the full combo off. You get staggered out of it so easily. There's no hyper armor. It has a 72 intelligence requirement. Who would possibly want to use that? Okay, yeah, some of those are valid points. But what a lot of people are not considering about this spell, or probably don't even know about this spell, is the fact that you get grab invulnerability during this spell. But before we cover that, let's look at this for what it is. If you get this spell off, you're going to get a shit ton of damage, right? And yeah, the 72 intelligence requirement is extremely high, obviously, but it's meant for pure intelligence builds. If you're going to go pure intelligence, you're likely going to go to at least 68, so you can get Ranni's Dark Moon or Rellana's Full Moon. Obviously, you'd want to use Ranni's Dark Moon because of this Frostbite. But the point is, those moon spells do a 20% magic damage debuff. So after you apply your moon spell, you're going to get 20% more damage regardless. So that you can really crank the damage out on this spell, obviously. But you can do that for any magic spell. That's not just Rellana's Twin Moons. And the beautiful thing about the spell, as long as you get the first part off, the second part is always going to come out. So there's no hyper armor per se. Well, unless you're being grabbed, then you have infinite hyper armor until the enemy does their next attack, and then they can knock you out of it. But if you time it correctly, like this one right here, you can land the full combo and do monstrous amounts of damage. I mean, it's so awesome to use. And there's a lot of grab attacks in this DLC. There are a lot of grab attacks in this DLC. When you run through the base game, again on New Game Plus, if you want to do that, there's a lot of enemies there with grab attacks too. There's no other spell in the game right now that can punish grab attacks and give you complete invulnerability during them. That's a pretty useful tool to have in your arsenal if you're an intelligence build. That's also not the only use of this spell either. Look at what we're doing to Dancing Lion here. Every time he goes for that ground AoE attack, hit the Twin Moon and get at least 2 out of the 3 off. Sometimes you can get the full combo off against him too. It really just depends on your timing. Putrescent Knight, when he transitions to his second phase, he's going to do 3 different waves of fire. You can hit it as soon as the second wave comes out and get the full combo out to get a ton of damage. And shortly after that, he's going to go to the Vortex attack, where the fire closes in on you. As soon as he hits that, you can hit your Twin Moons, and you're doing damage throughout that entire combo. So, okay, all in all, the spell costs a lot of FP, it has really high requirements, and it has no hyper armor. But if you get the first part off, you're always going to get the second part off. You have grab and vulnerability, and you can jump AoEs and look like a badass while doing high amounts of damage. There are very few spells that can output the same amount of damage as quick as this one if you get the full combo off, or even half. Even the 2 out of 3 is going to do a really solid amount of damage. Now, if you're looking to maximize your damage on this spell, I recommend going with the Carrion Regal Scepter for your staff. You're going to get a 10% boost on full moon sorceries, which includes our Rellana's Twin Moon. Both the Graven Mass and the Graven School Talisman, which is going to give you a combined 12% damage to your sorceries. 8% from the Graven Mass, 4% from the Graven School. I'd also recommend the Magic Scorpion Charm for an additional 12% magic damage, as well as the Rotten Wing Sword Insignia, as that talisman is going to give you more damage for each part of the spell you hit. Now, for your physic, I'd probably do Magic Shroud and Cracked here, obviously, to increase your magic damage by another 15%. And if you're not up to 72 or the final soft cap 80, I would recommend using the Intelligence Knot Crystal tier to get even more damage. The spell also pairs along really nicely with Ranni's Dark Moon, which is going to give you a 20% magic damage debuff. So there's a lot of ways you can stack this damage out on this spell. That's all I wanted to say. I see a lot of people trashing this spell without really knowing what exactly it's used for, right? I don't think anybody has talked about the fact that this spell has grab invulnerability, which is just insane to me that nobody tested that. And everybody just wants to just outright call it trash. Now, is it the best spell in the game? No, not at all. But it has a lot of use in the DLC. It has a lot of use if you're going pure intelligence, and it's pretty fucking cool, to be honest. So, there you have it. That is why you're using Rellana's Twin Moons wrong. Thanks for watching my video. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed, Please leave a like and subscribe. It means a lot. You know, this is my first YouTube video. I'd appreciate any type of support I get on this. But I'm going to try to bring you guys some more unique content like this and tell you some things you don't know about the game, perhaps, or just try to find these unique pockets that nobody really covers. If you want more unique Elden Ring content like this, make sure you subscribe. But anyways, thanks for watching my video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.